What's going on YouTube? Chase here in Aftershock Videos, and today we got something really cool. Got another challenge issued, and you know I don't back down from a challenge. So today we have the alien archetype. Now this one is pretty cool. I have looked in through what I thought the best cards would be, and you know, some of the best defensive strategies, and we do have two different win conditions. Obviously, one, aliens are both most well known for their counter, scheme, but if that doesn't work out, we do also have in our extra deck, or our side deck, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and just something really more aggressive, especially with the some extra deck stuff. But I think this works really well, so let's go ahead and get into the card by card. We do have, of course, the 3 alien shock troopers. We have 1 cosmic horror Gangiel. This one says if you're attributing a monster on your side of the field that is owned by your opponent, so if you take control of your opponent's monster, this card can be normal summoned with 1 attribute. Once per turn, you can place 1 A counter on a monster on your opponent's side of the field, or if a monster with the A counter battles an alien, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter during damage calculation only. So a little bit of a battle trick on that. We have 1 alien mother, and this says if this card destroys a monster with an A counter by battle and sends it to the graveyard, special summon the destroyed monster on your side of the field at the end of the battle phase. So if you manage to stick this on the field and then you destroy a monster by battle, you could special summon that monster, and then you could next turn tribute it off with Cosmic Horror. So that's kind of cool. And then it says you can place 1 A counter on a face-up monster each of your opponent controls, so everything gets an A counter. And if a monster with an A counter battles an alien monster, loses 300 attack and defense during the damage calculation. So a little bit more attack and defense loss there. We have 3 alien warriors. This card, if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can place 2 A counters on a monster that destroyed it. So that's kind of cool. Get more A counters on the field. Got 3 of those, and they're only a level 4, 1800, so not too bad. And I believe these came Alien Stealth Buster. We got 2 of these. I believe they came out. This came out of more of the recent. I want to say Blazing Vortex. I could be wrong, but I think that's where it came out of. It's another level 4, 1700 beater. This one says if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster in the field, place 2 A counters on it. Then during the main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card and then target 1 card with an A counter on it and destroy it. So kind of like a slow 1-turn pop, but I mean it's some sort of destruction, so that's pretty good. Then we got 3 rescue rabbits to search our alien shock troopers if we want to go into a couple rank 4s or something. We do have 3 alien dogs. This one lets you special summon it from your hand when you normal summon an alien, and then when you do, to place 2 A counters on a face-up monster your opponent controls. We have 2 Ash Blossoms for interruptions. We have 2 alien Ammonites. This one's a little bit weird, but it is cool. It says when this card is summoned, normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower alien monster from your graveyard. So if you manage to normal summon this and you had Stealth Buster in the graveyard, you can special summon it and reactivates its effect to send it to the graveyard, maybe link summon or synchro summon off of it, and then place 2 more A counters on it. That would be pretty good, and then you can send it to the graveyard again. You obviously to get this destruction effect, but that seems pretty good. And then you can go into your Cosmic Fortress Golgar with that. We have 2 effect Veilers for more interruptions. We got 2 Raigekis, Harpy's Feather Duster, or Dark Hole. Foolish Burial. I threw Dark Hole in here just because it's aliens in space, so it makes sense. Got Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn, 3 Brain Controls because we need to get as much field presence as possible. That seems to be the only downfall of this for the most part, but also taking your opponent's monsters is never a bad idea. Then we have 1 A-Cell Recombination Device. This is a quick play spell. It says target 1 face-up monster on the field, send 1 alien monster from your deck to your graveyard. So it's another way to get a Stealth Buster in the graveyard if you need it, or any level 4s to go off of the alien Ammonite. Then it says if you do, place A counters on that monster equal to the level of the monster sent. So that would be obviously 4 A counters somewhere on the field. Then during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card and then add an alien monster from your deck to your hand. So it's also a searcher, which is pretty good. You can run more than one of these, I think, but it becomes a little bit of a brick sometimes. Maybe you'll set it, but one seems to be okay. So we have 2 A-Cell Breeding Device. It just says during your standby phase, put 1 A counter on 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. So that's pretty good, and it's a continuous spell. Then we have for the traps 1 Infinite Impermanence, 2 Mass Hypnosis. This one's kind of cool. It says activate only while you control an alien monster. Then it says select and take control of up to 3 of your opponent's monsters that each have an A counter on them. Then this card is destroyed during the end phase of the turn this is activated. So this can help you go really heavy into your link plays, which is why we have so many. And then we have 2 Solemn Strikes to kind of help interrupt your opponent. So next we have in our extra deck 1 Reptilian and Echidna, or Echidna, however you want to pronounce that. This has 2 monsters, including a reptile. So you could use this from brain control your opponent's link monster or opponent's monster, and then one of our own aliens. But it says if this card is link summoned, you could target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. Then it says during your main phase, if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can add a reptile monster with a different name from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack. So basically get you, 1 from your deck to your hands, which is pretty good. This says you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except reptile monsters, which is fine. Next we have 2 Alien Shock Trooper M frames. This requires 2 reptile monsters with 1900 attacks. Its quick effect, you can discard 1 monster, which synergizes with our Stealth Buster again. It says place A counters equal to its original level on face-up monsters on the field. So that'd be another 4. And then it's distribute as you wish. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon non-link reptile monsters with different names from your graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with A counters on them. So that could be a lot. That could basically be a soul charge on a body without paying all the life points. So that is pretty good. Next we have, of course, the Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn. We have 2 Cosmic Slicer Zerol. This is link 3, 2600 attack, and this takes 2 reptile monsters. Monsters your opponent controls with A counters are changed to defense position. Also, neither player can activate their effects. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is link summoned, you can add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has an effect that places A counter, so any of our aliens obviously, and then you can add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has the effect of the A counters. Then it says you can remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 reptile monster. So that can help extend our summons. So that's pretty good. And finally, for our links, we have 1 Borrelsword Dragon. So that's pretty good. So next for our XYZs, we have 1 number 27 Dreadnought Dreadnought. This one has built-in protection for itself by detaching in 1 material from it. And then if this card destroys a monster by battle, you can go into any sort of rank 10 machine. So that's why we have Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. Detach, do 2,000 damage to your life points, opponent's life points, and then we can go straight into the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Levy, and then detach for hopefully an OTK, which that would be nice. And then, of course, we have Zeus to round off our XYZs. And then finally, for our synchros, we got 2 Cosmic Fortress Golgar. This just takes the Alien Ammonite and a non-alien tuner. 2600 attack, so that's pretty good. And then it says once per turn, you can select any number of face-up spells or trap cards, return those cards to their owner's hands, and distribute new A counters among monsters on the field equal to the number of cards returned. Then it says once per turn, remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. So that's kind of, that's pretty good. It gets a free pop for the A counters that you distributed on the field. So then we round off our synchros with Borrelsword Savage Dragon, because if we so happen to have this, we get an Ash, and we had one of our link monsters, then we have the whole Borrelsword Savage Dragon effect. Then for our extra deck, we have a bunch of good stuff. We got 2 Ice Dragon's Prisons, 2 Infinite Impermanences, 1 Called by the Grave, 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumbers in case we need to go heavy on getting problematic monsters off the field. And then, of course, we got the Jizukiru and Gameciel. 2 Dark Rulers No More, a double summon. Just threw this in there because in case we brick a little heavy, then we can help with that. 3rd Raigeki, another 3rd Effect Veiler, and 3rd Ash Blossom. Guys, this one is actually pretty good. I play tested it a few times, and it does have some power to it. So let's go ahead and get into the EDO Pro Duels, and let's see how we do. Alright guys, so here we are in EDO Pro Duels with the Alien deck. Now again, this is a deck I have never played before. This is more or less just one of those scenarios where I take, somebody says an archetype, and I see all the cards and say this is the ones that I would pick to use. So this is what I think would be the best. So we will not be going first. Let's see, we got Rescue Rabbit, that's pretty good. Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler and a Cell Breeding Device, so that's pretty good. He's playing Magician's Rod. We will obviously Effect Veiler that. Hey, he surrendered. Okay. Obviously, we got to do another one. So let's get into the second duel. All right, guys, here we are in our second match with the alien deck. Can you believe that first guy called me boring? Just because I effect Valored his Magician's Rod, which is obviously going to happen. So let's see if we can get a second win. We'll see what we can do here. That's a pretty good hand. Alright, so we got Alien Warrior to go off of 1 for 1. No. Him going off with that. We got a Rescue Rabbit and Solemn Strike, so that's pretty good. We remove 2 A counters. We can special summon Alien Lord. That is pretty good. Let's see. Harpy's Feather. That's one of the best top decks. Okay, get rid of that. End perm. Nice. Okay, so our Rescue Rabbit can hopefully go through. Activate Rescue Rabbit. Ah, nice. Okay. We'll set a Solemn Strike, and that will end our turn. I guess Karma comes back around, doesn't it? What's he got? DDD Orthros. Interesting. Well, we will Solemn Strike that effect. Gonna hit for 600. Monster effect. When you take battle damage, effect then special summon this card from your hand. This card special summon your field. You can special summon monster. Okay. Not a big deal. This card is literally nothing. So let's just normal summon Alien Warrior. Let's go to battle. We'll attack over it. Got no graveyard effects, so that's fine. No tributing effects or triggered effects. We'll end the turn there. Ooh. After life points, get to search a level 0 or attack 0. Card is normal. Summon special summon. You can activate one of these effects. You can only use effect once per turn. Target one other DD card you control. Return it to the hand. Add 1 dark contract. So he's probably gonna normal summon. Add a dark contract to his hand. I'm guessing. There it is. There that is. Add dark contract. Called it. Add 1 DDD monster from deck to your hand. Fine. He's gonna burn himself, I think. Once per turn during your standby phase, take 1,000 damage. He gets to add to hand every turn on top of his draw. Special this, summon this card in defense position. Okay. He takes another 1,000 damage for that. I can special summon the Griffin if he wants. Right? Yep, there it goes. And the DD, yep. New spell, what's he gonna add? Ooh, DD Wave King Caesar. During either player's turn, you detach one at the end of the battle, special summon from your graveyard. Many destroyed monsters. Monsters destroyed this turn as possible, which is none. Okay. Okay. Attack over it, please. Interesting. I just want him to hit over my Alien Warrior just so I can get this Alien Overlord out. That'd be pretty sweet. And then a Brain Control over the Cosmic Horror. That would be really cool too. Okay, that's not a normal summonable monster. Ooh, that's a big boy. He's got no material. Okay, no negates. Well, if he doesn't burn himself to death, probably just losing the time. That's how most DD decks go, I guess. Take a long time to set up. Swamp King, you can feed some extra deck these monsters from your hand or field. He's got nothing in his hand. Oh, I guess that doesn't matter. From your graveyard, I guess. Another one of those. This could be bad. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so it's a quick effect. You can detach 2 materials or destroy 1 dark monster you control. If you do, attach that opponent's card to this material once per turn. When it was activated, it activates its effect. Ooh. Well, I can't normal summon anyway, so I guess we'll try to special summon. Activate Raigeki. Go to battle. Hit into Overlord. Hit with Overlord. Main phase 2. Here we go. That's about all we had. I mean, our draw wasn't the best, and his monsters were pretty big, so yeah, he burned himself with that card. So this deck really good against DDs. That works for me. So that was 2 wins, guys. So I will take that. All right, guys. So that'll do it for this episode. I like this challenge. This was pretty cool. I never played aliens before, and they seem to work pretty well. I mean, I'm sure there's some different things we could have done or different routes we could have took, but I feel like they did what it was supposed to do. Did the counter thing, and it was just cool. So I appreciate the challenge, and I believe I rose to it. So thank you guys again so much for watching. It means a ton to me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you got any other deck challenges you want to see me play, leave them down below in the comments. Don't forget to check out the Aftershock Videos merch store. Got all kinds of cool stuff on there. Don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram. And if you feel like you want to support the channel, please feel free to check out my Patreon. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.